Normally, we would never think of a number one overall draft pick as an underrated player at any point in their NBA career, but perhaps that's not far-fetched to say about Markelle Fultz, the number one pick in the 2017 NBA draft. He's overcome several big injuries and now is a key cog for the Orlando Magic, a team that hopes to make more gains this upcoming season. Let's look at a couple of Fultz's best performances from last year to get an idea of where his game is at and where it could be headed going forward. His best scoring performance came on March 18th in Los Angeles against the Clippers, when he scored 28 points on 10 of 17 overall shooting and 1 of 2 3-point shooting. He also had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals in this game. What really stood out about Fultz from this contest was just how shifty he was and how good his body control was. I remember saying this about him when he was at the University of Washington, but as a draft prospect, I thought of him kind of like the basketball version of Barry Sanders, the former NFL running back for the Detroit Lions. I remember Sanders being incredible at stopping on a dime and changing directions to elude tacklers, and I kind of feel like Fultz has that talent on the hardwood. He's got all the juke moves, and then he's deceptively strong as well to bounce off defenders. He's great at getting defenders on his back and operating from there, and he's also excellent at working his way into a post-up and then spinning off defenders. These clips are examples of all his flashy and effective movements with the ball. Also, he's really good going high off the glass and getting shots up over rim protectors. Not all of his shot attempts, of course, went in, as he made 50.2% of his driving shots, but the purpose of these clips are primarily tied to his crafty movements and creativity off the dribble. Another very shifty point guard right now in the league is Darius Garland. His change of pace ability is spectacular with the ball in his hands, as these clips illustrate. Going back to Fultz, what we also saw throughout the year was his ability to vault up from the mid-range with very little space and display an excellent touch. Here are examples from the Clippers game. From 3 to 10 feet out, he shot a career best 50%. He was one of 22 players to shoot at least 50% from this range with a minimum of 190 attempts. Here's the one three-pointer Fultz made in the game in LA. First, the beautiful spray-out pass by Franz Wagner, and then an unselfish swing by Paolo Banchero as Fultz was wide open at the top. And then here we see some brilliant defensive plays by Fultz. As I said earlier, he had 4 steals, and then he had this deflection as well. One of his assists, meanwhile, was this lob to Wendell Carter Jr. down the stretch. I thought one of his other top games was against the Chicago Bulls on February 13th. He finished 1 assist shy of a triple-double with 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, and he didn't commit a single turnover. Fultz has been good throughout his career taking care of the ball. He's an excellent game manager and very disciplined. Once again, we see all his craftiness and creativity on display, as well as his upper body strength to fend off defenders. Here again, we see the sweet mid-range touch. and his playmaking was phenomenal. The spray out passes for threes are textbook. And then here he leaves it off to Carter, who just bursts toward the basket. Fultz ranked high last season in both deflections and loose balls recovered, which in Magic head coach Jamal Mosley's principal system are under the bell play umbrella. The Magic were a great trap and blitz team last year on defense, and Fultz was a big part of that, as you see on this play. And then here he telegraphs and intercepts the pass. Fultz's main weakness is his three-point shooting. We know opponents are going to go under screens and dare him to shoot the long ball. While very good at delivering spray-out passes, it remains to be seen if he can be the beneficiary of others kicking the ball out to him, especially with the Magic's current personnel. We know Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner are going to have the ball in their hands a ton, and both are great at getting into the paint. Now Anthony Black is good at that as well. If Fultz is playing off the ball a bit, can he knock down threes off spray-out passes himself more regularly? Reviewing some numbers from last season, Fultz took 35 kick-out threes last year per second spectrum, but made just 28.6% of them. Another thing he doesn't do very much is get to the free throw line. He's only averaging 2.1 free throw attempts in his career, 2.4 last year. He did have 30 dunks last season though, which were a career most. Just some general stats on Fultz from the 2022-23 season. He averaged a career-high 14 points, 5.7 assists, 3.9 rebounds, and 1.5 steals, shooting 51.4% from the field overall and 31% from three-point range. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.